sometimes people call me optimistic. You are too optimistic, but I have to be. I cook to people every day. I have to do it with passion, to believe it's going to be a better day tomorrow. So me and my team are really, we are enjoying what are we doing. And after the last year, we are happy that we still can work and cook.
Today on Dirty Linen, we are traveling again. I miss travel, so I'm going to do it through this podcast. We are heading all the way to Tel Aviv in Israel to chat to Yanai Erez, the owner of the Lux Deli in the North Market. Yanai, welcome to Dirty Linen.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm very happy to talk to you.
I'm really happy to talk to you. We've heard a lot about Israel over the past year. We've heard about the Palestinian uprisings and all the action around that. We've heard about your vaccine program. It's been rolled out so much better than our Australian program. And we also hear now about COVID cases rising again. So we're really interested in all kinds of things about Israel. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about the deli that you have there in the market.
Okay, I have a lot to say about Israel and about everything. Our deli is like a veggie deli in north of Tel Aviv. We have also fish, but we are professional in veggie food. It's like prepared food every day, 6 in the morning. Me and my team in the kitchen start cooking. Everything is fresh. A lot of vegetable, beautiful ingredients, local. We are in the area of many high-tech companies. So at noon, we are provide a lunch, like healthy lunch, fresh food, and it's like in 3 hours we are like selling all our food. And this is our day, every day, all fresh from zero, very good food. I hope we will have the chance to try us sometime. And
yeah, it seems a little bit distant, but I mean, I love Israeli food. I love the freshness, as you talk about. I love the vegetables, and I love the immediacy of it. It's the sort of food that you feel it's just been made for you. So much bright colors, big flavors. All the sunshine really powering those salads and vegetable dishes.
Yes. This is our professionality. We trying to work with local farming, and people really understand it. They like understand our doing because it's like very not too much oil, not too much spices, and our customer are coming back almost every day. This is our secret, because they feel good after the lunch or after they buying food to the families, and they're coming back, and we're happy about it. And we are trying, to do our best every day, because it's very difficult time, with the corona, and this summer it's very, very hot summer here in Israel, and but we are okay for now.
Okay, so on Corona, so I'm looking at the stats from Israel, and we've heard so much about Israel's vaccine program. You've got 80% of the population vaccinated. You're already up to boosters. It all sounds really sort of enticing for us here, where we are very far behind you in terms of vaccination. But at the same time, I'm looking at the new cases. There's a 7-day average of over 8,000, almost 9,000 cases a day. We're sitting here, well, I'm in Melbourne, Melbourne, Sydney and Canberra, 3 cities on the East Coast are all locked down. In Melbourne, there are around there were 70 new cases today. The way we're managing this virus is completely different. Tell me about it from your perspective.
Here it looks like everything is happening in our tiny country here, but 1 year ago we all was stressed about the coronavirus, we were locked down at houses, no working, not traveling, nothing. But after the vaccination, we all thought that we make it through and everything is going to be all right, and we got back to our places and people go out everywhere. It's like was people everywhere in the rock shows and restaurants and everything. And then it came back again. But this time, even though it looks very, very dangerous, but still we had a little bit different proportion because we knew that most of the population are already vaccination, and even they get the corona again, it wouldn't be the same. It will be easier. So people didn't afraid. It's like keep on living with the corona, even though it's look dangerous and 9,000 six a day positive, but still we didn't let it stop us. We continue working, going out, everything, and now it's looking better. It's like in the last 3 days, it's look better. Like after the third vaccination, it's working.
Because I'm looking at the death rate, and I suppose it really only matters when so many people have COVID, then I guess the next thing you look at is hospitalization and death rates. So your 7-day average of deaths is 23. Of course, each of those deaths is, a tragedy and a really sad occurrence, but it's not thousands of deaths.
Yeah. This is all the difference, because 1 year ago in the first lockdown, it was like 100 deaths a day. And it was very frightening. All the old people and the sick people, we were worried about them. But now after they had the third vaccination, so we feel a little bit more comfortable to continue living, because when people set it in their home and lose their businesses and works, it was a really tragedy for a lot of people. And now I understand that we have to keep on going and living, and to understand what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and we have to beat this pandemic. And it's like all of Israeli people, most of them think like that we can't stop living. We have to keep on living with the corona, and with the time we'll beat it. We hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely showing a way forward. And I noticed that you're vaccinating people aged 12 and over, and you're up around 75 or 80% of people aged 12 or over who are vaccinated, which is, it feels a long way from us. But it does seem achievable. It's something we can definitely go for. How long was it, Yanai, between your second shot and your third shot, between the second shot and the booster?
Yeah, the second shot, I get it on the last January. And the last shot was 4 days ago, when they opened to my age, I am 40. But after 2 days, I got it, I got the vaccination, and I feel good, and I continue working, and I feel more comfortable to be with people and working and everything. So it seems okay.
Great. Amazing. And what other restrictions are there, if any? Are people wearing masks at all? Are there any social distancing restrictions or capacity restrictions with restaurants and events?
Yes, it's like now every closed space, restaurant, office, everything, you have to be with mask. Only outside, under the sun, you can be without mask. And for all the shows and theater and movies, you have to get like a green card. Green card means that you are vaccination and you can go in. If you don't have it, you can't. You just can't go in. You stay out, or you have to make a test. This test is good only for 24 hours. yesterday I took my two daughters to make a test, a very short test. You get the answer after 20 minutes and good for 24 hours. So my wife took them to the swimming pool. Otherwise, they can't stay at home.
And where do you get those rapid tests?
It's like everywhere in Tel Aviv. There are many places that everyone can go to make the test.
And is it free?
Yeah, it's free. The government paid for this, and anyone that want to get the test, so whenever you want, you can do it. This is why the government trying to help the people to continue living, even though some people are not vaccinated, so they can make the test and go to restaurant or movie or everything.
And what about restaurants? Do you also need to show this green pass to eat inside a restaurant?
Yes, also in restaurants. My Lux at my deli, it's without places to sit, so you take away and you can sit outside, so it's free. But regular restaurants that host people, they can't accept a customer without the green card.
Okay, so interesting.
Very difficult time because they're feeding like half of the people they can. Of course, it's not easy time, but still, they are not locked down at houses. They are working. This is what's important to keep on going.
And the people, so you're saying that not everybody has the green pass, so restaurants' custom is reduced because some people aren't vaccinated. What's the reason that these people aren't vaccinated? Are there also people that are anti-vax there?
I tell you, there is in Israel there is 9 million people living here, but only 1 million didn't make the vaccination. They don't want to make it. So, but the problem is with the children because the children are not vaccinated. So. They can go into the restaurant. They are under 12. They can get the vaccination, so the family can enjoy together in the restaurant. This is the major problem.
Right. So even a kid that's not vaccinated, they wouldn't be allowed in with their parents.
Yes.
And I guess a lot of the dining out in Israel is with families, isn't it?
Yes. This is it. This is the big problem. The children now. You know, at Wednesday they go back to school. It was a summer vacation now, two months, and they go back to school. And the summer was a time to the children to enjoy, to go to attraction and the swimming pool, and it wasn't so easy. They was at home or need the test every time. But now they go back to school, and it's a big test for all our country to see how it's go when the people go back to school to be together, and the children will have to make every day a home test. It's very complicated, but still I feel that the government is like trying to do the best for the country will not stop living.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It does feel like, when I hear you talk, it feels to me like you're looking at COVID-19 from a different vantage point than I am. I'm here in lockdown. We sort of thought maybe we'd done it. Last year was really hard, at least for us in Melbourne. We were locked down for a long time. The rest of the country, not so bad. But now so many Australians are locked down, and it's so hard for people in lots of different ways. It's really hard for kids. It's terrible for small business. It's really hard for, restaurateurs and anybody working in, the food and events or food service and events. It's very, very challenging. But it feels to me like you've got a bit more a spring in your step. You sound a bit more optimistic.
Yeah, we're a little bit more optimistic because we feel we had enough. It's like almost 2 years that we are living with this pandemic. and people don't want to stay at home, and even it is dangerous. And every day you hear about another kind of new corona, Delta or whatever, and we don't know what will be in the future. But for now, we fight with this one. We don't want to live to our life or days at work with the children, with the family, but we protect ourselves with the mask and everything. We're doing our best. I have a friend in Melbourne. I think you know him, Hood, and he tell me how hard it is to run a business, a restaurant. In this time in Australia, I heard it. It's look like it's so difficult, and I hope you go through this very fast.
Well, we have to go through it, and we will get there. I know that, but it's just a longer road than we thought, and it's super hard, especially for businesses along the way. Yanai, do you think I know that Israel there is such a zest for life there. People love going out. It's such a social country. There is also ongoing trouble and difficulty with the Israelis and the Palestinians, and of course there's been a lot of that this year. Do you think that there's something about the attitude of the population? I don't know, like a kind of, you just have to live because you don't know what's around the corner. Do you think there's something about that in the response to COVID?
I think it is. As I told you before, it seems like everything is happening here all the time. If it's Corona, if it's like a war with the Palestinian, with the Iranian, whatever. It's like always news here. They have to, they're not stopping news. Every minute something is happening here. Even that we are a tiny country. But as you said, we are like survivor. More than 70 years we live in this country, and always it feel like it's only temporary, and we have to be here and to live the life. And Israeli, they love going out, as you said, and I think it's all connected. The ways that we are dealing with the Palestinian and the pandemic and everything. Israeli are strong people.
Give us your perspective on the uprisings and the fighting that occurred earlier this year, and of course it still flares up even in the last few days. What's it like for you? Like, what's your perspective on the situation? And I know that's a very big question, kind of existential, really.
I'm not sure how to answer this. As I told you, we feel like we are here, we have to be here, we have to fight for our rights. I know that it's not seems like this from far away, maybe from Australia. I was visiting in Australia and living in Australia 1 year ago. 20 years ago, it was for 1 year. And when I was there, it seems like it's so far, and you don't understand what's happening there. But when you are living on this piece of land, you feel different. You feel like it's your place, and always something is happening. You have to be prepared for everything, and we are like always, I don't know how to call it, but we have to be prepared and to survive these times.
Is the vaccination program also rolled out among the Arab population in Israel?
Yes. Actually, it's a very good question, because many of the Arab population in Israel, they didn't had the vaccination like the Jewish, So it's make difference between the Jewish city and Arab city. You see in Jewish city is like a 90% vaccination, In Arab cities, it's like 20, 30%. So it was a big problem at start, but now it's become better. With the government are trying to put attention for this difference and help them to understand this vaccination will save our families' lives. So now it seems like it's getting a little bit better with our population.
That's great. Something else I wanted to chat to you about, Yanai, is Rosh Hashanah is coming up next week. I'd love you to explain for people who don't know, tell me about the festival and what kind of foods become really important.
Oh, this holiday, I love these days because it's like the first day of the Hebrew year. So, for example, in my deli, I make all the menu for people and families that want to buy all the meal, the dinner for my deli. So it's a very, there is a traditional food, like they ate fish, a lot of fish in Rosh Hashanah, and we are trying to do the traditional food and also a little bit some fusion food, a little bit to change the habits and to eat healthy food, colorful, a lot of veggie. And for now, people loving it and order everything before. And we just send them also because of the Corona time. So we send it to the houses in the New Year's Eve, Rosh Hashanah, and they get it all from us. So it's very exciting.
Wow, it must be such a busy time for you as well.
Yeah, it's very busy altogether. But, I choose this profession to be a chef and a deli owner because I love it. I'm doing it for at least 20 years. Every day I wake up, joy, I'm here 6 o'clock and start cooking with my all the team, and it's wonderful. I feel great when I'm cooking, so I'm doing it with a lot of love.
Tell me, Yanai, if I come tomorrow, what would you make me? What would I find there?
Oh, every day it's like 60 different dishes.
60?
60, because
wow.
Yeah, it's different. It's not like a regular restaurant. It's like a deli, and all the food is like ready at 11. People start to come, and they buy it by weight. Understand? And by kilogram. So they can get as much as they want, and there is a lot of salads and a lot of dishes like many kinds of curry, many kind of how we call it, it's like lentils, and I have to send you a picture. There's so many dishes I can't remember, but all the team together are creating so great food every day. Very colorful, very happy food, we call it.
I love it. Well, it's really interesting talking to you because I can taste the sunshine in the food that you're describing, and even to hear in the background the car horns and the shouts of people in the market. It makes me think that there is life out there. We're gonna be okay.
Sometimes people call me optimistic. You are too optimistic, but I have to be. I cook to people every day. I have to do it with passion, to believe it's going to be a better day tomorrow. So me and my team are really, we are enjoying what are we doing. And after the last year, we are happy that we still can work and cook instead of to be locked down at houses. And this is the worst, to be at home for such a long time. So we're happy about it every day.
That's so good. And do you feel, I know you can't predict the future, but do you feel like this is it? Do you feel like Israel is not going to lock down again?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Because it always seems like a new thing is coming, like the new Delta virus. So we are not sure. But we feel more confidence to keep on living with the corona. We can't stop living. This is what we understand after this time. We have to keep going on.
Brilliant. Well, Yanai, it's been so good to get your perspective, to hear the crunch of the salads and feel your passion and indeed your optimism. I really appreciate you sharing your perspective all the way from Tel Aviv with us in Australia. Thank you so much for chatting to Dirty Linen.
Thank you. I enjoyed very much. Thank you. Have a nice day.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.